Cletus's C5 jerk Corvette? What's the name of it?
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead and talk, buddy.
Where's everybody at?
That's what we was thinking last week. Oh, I'm at the wrong shop.
Oh, man.
That's the problem. He went to David Kelly's shop.
You go the wrong way, bud. Say something. There's people on here, bud.
Is there people?
Yeah, there's people on here.
Everybody. We're trying to get situated here.
Oh, is it? Or is it the third person now? She said you're live, bub.
It's nice to know. Once again, he did it and didn't tell anybody.
Where's Thomas?
That's a good question. Download the picture. We'll have to use my phone to use Thomas. Is this the look that you're talking about?
Ooh. Oh, there's Thomas.
Yeah, there's Squeaky McGee.
Here he comes. Phone in late as always. Yeah, next week we'll be late? Yeah, we'll be late. 30 minutes. What if they see not drinking again?
No.
So everybody knows Steven's alcoholic?
No, I'm not.
He has an AA meeting after the show?
AA for quitters.
Sorry,
Exactly.
Mom.
AA's for quitters, Brandon.
Thomas, we're live. Let's go.
Huh?
We're live.
I made it. Okay, that's Brandon.
That's your censorship button right there.
Huh?
That's your censorship button right there.
Becky said good morning, Steven.
Good morning.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon.
Really? That was necessary?
That was necessary. How am I supposed to see the comments? You can turn volume down, bro. Oh. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, crap. We got Mike Boyd here.
Oh,
Lordy.
back. Woo!
Got Derek, my dad.
That's a big thing.
How was last night? Did you have fun?
I was chilling. My uncle sketched me out there.
Oh, so we have a new button for Steven.
No, that's
Thomas. This is your beep beep button.
It's your censorship button.
That is your oh shit button. When you know you're going to cuss, you're going to hit this. Okay?
Okay.
You got it?
If
Okay.
it doesn't work after the first couple times, I'm going to throw it at you.
Won't be the first time.
Alright, boys. Episode 2. What we going to call it?
We ain't got that far yet.
Oh, okay.
Tempers flaring, nobody listening.
Bang Banger's gonna bang bang and so is everybody else.
There you go.
I'm Brandon Yates. Loud Carl.
Stephen Holball, real Carl.
Thomas Braswell Jr., Little Carl.
Josh Jones, Big Carl.
We really don't care about Josh. Anyway.
At least we're at my shop. Makes it
Hey,
easy.
that's
So-
fair.
That's fair?
Yeah.
Alright.
Be like that. Well, boys, we made it back for another episode.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We had a good time hanging out in the bay last night. Had definitely a lot of drama unfold,
Yeah, how was that?
and it was spectacular to say the least.
It was.
I was wanting to go, but I was out on the boat. I was like, fuck it. Meet me.
Bro, we're not even like 2 minutes in, bud.
Good job.
Jeez. What's up, Derek? Brian? Alright. Well, Friday night, me and Zach decided to go ambassador, watch some go-kart racing. Some good racing. But there definitely was some tempers that flared. And,
Little controversy at the go-kart races.
It got exciting.
Yeah.
It really did. You know, us know what track it was. It came between the heavy class. There were 3 go-karts. Which, hey, it is what it is.
A race is a race.
So, and a win's a win. I don't care how many go-karts are out there.
Absolutely.
Well, anyways, I was at the trailer. And out of nowhere, you see a go-kart halt off the track and hit another driver at the scale house. So I'm like, oh man, this stuff's about to go down. So it was also RR, that's what we're gonna call her, RR, and there was a little communication going on. Well, then it got loud, the guys. Well, come to it, a fight broke out. So I'm like, I call my boy Zach. I said, Zach, come on, let's watch it. We're not gonna get in it. We're gonna watch it. Like, we're gonna see what's going on because we need some content for Sunday. So
we got plenty of that last night too.
Oh my lord. So, anyways, drivers got into it. A man ended up hitting a woman, which is not right. I don't agree with that. She was okay. She definitely ate them punches. I can say that. Homeboy got 3 good licks and.
She got one though.
Oh, she got a good one on, I'll tell you that. But ended up ate them, man. She just ate them, dude. It was insane. I mean, I thought she would fall. She just ate them. So, anyways, cops got called and all that, and they handled that. But then Saturday night, met up all the boys. Besides this guy, because I don't know what he was doing.
MIA.
So the first thing I want to talk about that Mod Light. That Mod Light race.
That was a wild one. Walk up, and I'm walking up the stands, and all I hear is red out. We got one over on turn 4, and I look over, and you can still see the car rolling. And that was about lap 3/4. So, but luckily the driver got out. Needed a little assistance afterwards. He was down on the ground, but he got back up, and Mike Horn let him borrow his golf cart, got him back to the trailer, and they towed the car off and went back racing again. Had some good racing going on, and then about lap 12, they had another one go over, and this one was multiple barrel rolls through 3 and 4. I mean, it was a hard lick, but again, driver got out. The Mod Lights, man, they're built strong. The cages didn't move or nothing. The drivers got out. They were all right, and they burnt fuel off. Was able to get back racing and finish out that race.
I think I'm worried about that class. You know, the tubing's not a regular size of a street stock or a late model. I mean, that tubing's the size of almost a go-kart.
I mean, it's similar to like a 600 micro sprint, I would say.
When them guys go over, I really get worried.
Yeah.
You know, if they hit the wall head on, stuff like that. But I'm glad they're okay.
Yeah.
So, also we had some flares and a sprint car feature.
Definitely some good racing, no doubt about that. You know, it's a hell of a night for me not to be racing because it was my kind of racetrack all night long. Super slick. I mean, just
Isn't it always like that?
had
Like,
big and
it
road all
sucks.
over it though. I'm sitting in the grandstand watching, and it's the track I want to be on. But you know, so anyways, had some great racing in the sprint cars last night.
You could see them right rears cooking.
Oh, yeah.
They were
See, they were smoking.
Shane Butler had run away with it there for a minute, and then Danny Martin Jr. actually ran away with it at the beginning, and I guess he had some oil or something leaking during the first red flag.
I know they pushed him off. I thought he was going to get a tire, but I heard later he was leaking fluid.
And they fixed it real quick, and he started dead last and drove back to the front.
That was crazy.
They had some pretty spectacular wrecks last night. Fortunately, and both of them were scary enough that we were worried sitting in the stands. Tyler Ocher, I apologize. I do not know how to. Tyler O in the 38. That was a really nasty wreck. The racetrack being as slick as it was, guys were trying to run the outside, and it just didn't work out for him. He got some air. Fortunately, he was fine. Billy Boyd really had a really nasty wreck.
That was a hard one,
And
right into the wall.
That one scared us. You know, we know Billy's a tough guy, and always has been. But you know, getting up there in age, and it worries me. I hate seeing wrecks like that. Period. I don't want to be in one, let alone someone else. So, but thankfully, everybody was fine. Then towards the end, you know, racing got good. Danny Martin was coming back through the field. AJ Maddox and Shane were up front racing. And I guess there's a little bit of controversy. Somebody said that somebody slowed down on a restart, yada yada yada, and some contact happened. Well, Shane's car wound up getting tore up. They black flagged AJ, and AJ refused to leave the racetrack.
Dude, that guy, I think AJ made about 10 laps.
Yeah,
and ran out of fuel.
Yeah, I honestly think it was more than 10 laps. And I got approached last night by the series director from the Sprint Car Series and asked if I thought they made the right call. And I said, well, unfortunately, yeah, you did. I hated to see that go that way. It
because
wasn't
he ran long
entertaining.
enough, they ended up cutting the race.
Yeah, was it entertaining? Yes, but did I think that the Jimmy Mingo, trip race needed to
Right.
be ended
Was
that
that
way?
the race to do
No,
something like
it
that?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know when tempers flare, people don't think about that kind of stuff. We were all there to honor a great man, and but it wound up being a good race, anyways, no matter what. But I do feel for the competitors in the class because of the way that it ended. I feel for Top Gun because it kind of made a mockery of the show. Unfortunately,
It was a good night for spectators.
it was a great night.
That front stretch was
So,
going wild.
but anyways, long story short, Danny Martin Jr. was your winner. It was coming no matter what. I kind of think maybe if they would have went green the last 4 or 5 laps, he may not have got to Shane. But
It would have been a good race.
He was on his way though.
Yeah.
So I honestly think it ended the way that it was going to, no matter what.
So one of the comments is, why did Maddox get back flagged? Why did he?
So never really got a clear answer on that, but I don't necessarily. I think it was because of something in his car. I don't know. Honestly, don't have an answer for you on that one. But I know Shane was leaking fluid on the racetrack. Apparently, he ran over something and it put a hole in the oil pan. And his tail tank was cracked, if I remember correctly, and they said it was leaking.
And we can fuel and oil.
So, yeah, he stopped on the front stretch and he wasn't happy. So, but long story short, it was entertaining. And then the modified race was awesome, man. They had a great field last night. Them cars, man, the top 10 cars in that class, it's just like street stocks are right now. You can throw a blanket over them. It's any given night. Bernhardt's the top, top of the field right now. He's got it going on, but you got guys like Austin Sanders, Seth Geary, David Poland. Huge shout out to David. David started, I think, 8th last night and drove the Ford. Had a great run. A lot of the guys just LJ Grimm, man, started dead last. He had transmission issues in his heat race and drove up to the front, held right there with him. Devin McLeod, all them guys, got to give him credit where credit is due. Patrick P, he had a great run last night.
Yeah, he did.
Got to give him credit where it's due, plain and simple. There was a lot of great racing for sure.
I give it to East Bay, man. That racetrack was racy.
Oh, it's definitely racy. That's one of the things about the place is it's one of the few when it gets slick like that it's still racy.
Well, it's wide enough you can always make a second lane somewhere.
Last night though, it was from the bottom to the top.
Absolutely, you could run anywhere.
It was, in my opinion, I wasn't on the track, but in my opinion, I felt it was smooth. It wasn't rutted up. There wasn't holes everywhere, so got to give Alan Crew credit on that one.
Hell yeah.
And the lights stayed on.
They did stay on. Man, who surprised me last night? Ryan Baker.
Ryan Baker.
Man, that kid, that kid raced his butt off last night.
You got scared. You thought he was going to have to.
Dude, so the bet was, I told Ryan for the future, I said, Ryan, if you go out there and win, I will do a belly flop and turn one pond. And as he's leading this, I'm about to get ready to hand Steven my phone, my wallet, everything. I'm like, man, I'm really going to have to do. And I shake the man's hand. I shook his hand. I mean, he won the heat race by quite a bit, and he was leading the feature, and that he did not need that last restart.
No.
That last restart killed him. He just didn't fire. But I give it to him. Good job, Ryan. That was definitely a good race.
Hey, man, and for as little race he's got under his belt, and it was all experience last night of what happened as far as Burnside's fast, don't get me wrong. He's fast every week, always is. They work on their stuff, they make it run. So, yeah, he got outran, but it was an experience factor. Like Brandon said, he didn't get the best restart, but he learned.
It's all learning.
It's
Seat
a learning
time.
curve, seat time, he'll be better.
And it's
The
like they
first
say,
way's coming,
you
so.
can't just go to race car engineering and buy a bucket of seat time.
No. Can't buy talent either, man. It's just, you got to be on that racetrack every week.
Yeah.
What about David Kelly, man?
David Kelly.
Dude, he's a wheelman, man. What can I say? He started dead last because he wasn't there for the first one, so they tagged him in the back. And next thing you know, he's up there racing in the top 10 and had himself a good run. But every time I looked up, he was passing somebody else, passing low, passing high.
I give it to him, man.
Yeah.
He is not scared to put that thing against the fence.
He got a little too close. I was standing next to his crew chief, and he would get a little nervous up there, but he definitely ain't scared, and he's smart too. When they got 3 wide, he would back out and take a second to think about it and get back going. But he definitely worked his way up there, and I was definitely coming towards the front.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, try to play in those moves, when you see something like that going on, you gotta back off.
Yeah.
It's like But one moment last night we were sitting there in Superman Sport. Oh my God, Sport! We thought for sure he was about to knock turn 2 gate down.
It got
I don't
close.
know how he kept it out of there, but he did. So kudos to you, Sport. That was awesome. But man,
He definitely showed he had some big old coconuts. Definitely showed out. Oh, man.
It was an entertaining race no matter where he was looking.
yeah, great racing last night in every class.
Yeah.
V8 Warriors
Dude, the bomber race
bomber race.
was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They had a stout field. Top Gun had a stout field. They had 21 race cars.
21,
I mean, it's
Yeah,
just...
Well, Top Gun, man, the 21 cars, and there was 3 or 4 of them up in Talladega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it would have been a great field, 25 cars at least, if everybody would have showed up. So, hats off to them.
I mean, they do run a good series.
Yeah.
And just like last night, I hate to see that happen. But every class, man, the racetrack was good. It was a good night. I mean,
It was a
I
good
kind of
night.
wish I had my car there because that's my kind of racetrack too. You'd be bottom feeding and catfishing. And, it'd be a good race. Not you, Thomas. Take it easy. Thomas is back there fighting for 10th. A hard 10th, though. You're fighting for a hard 10th, my boy.
8th, 9th, and 10th. We're right there.
Listen, you get your first top 5. We'll make.
I've gotten top 5s, just not in this class.
Listen, if you win a heat race, we're gonna take all our shirts off.
Woo!
No, you got a belly flop in the pond.
Who's this we? You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, all of us. Man, you get your first win. I'm gonna do a silly salmon in that wing.
We're definitely going down to the rock now.
Oh, we're going to the bowl.
We're definitely going
And
to the
Steven
bowl.
is getting messed up. Sorry, Mom.
Every time.
Man, it's amazing. So, I definitely had one of my guys up there at Volusia. We're at 602. And Austin Lehman, man, he has been racing. He raced a little bit last year, started this year out. And got a phone call that he ended up winning a heat race. Now, 602s, man, it's just as bad as street stocks, man. We're so tight. I mean, it's a driver's car.
Mm-hmm.
You could be a little bit off and still be in the top 5. But I give it to him, man. He walked the dog on in the heat race and ended up finishing P2 in the feature, man. That's his best finish there in that car, in that class. And, dude, he's only raced that car going on 2 years. So I give that to him, man. That's really awesome. Good job, bud.
Yeah, congrats on the good run.
Good job.
Sure.
Well, that Tri-County, man.
Dude, I really don't know a lot of the specifics, but we stumbled across a video last night. I guess they raced Friday night up there, Tri-County up there in Alabama, and they had a horrible 8-mile wreck. Guy got kind of tangled up coming off the 2 and climbed the back straightaway wall and took out a freaking light pole. The whole cluster of lights. It was horrible. Went over the back straightaway wall. I did hear that the driver was okay though, so that was a scary moment. We talked about that there's probably nothing scarier than anything like that. When you know it's not going to end well and you're the driver, it's like, man, all you can do is everything's going to get quiet. You just hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Been in a bad situation like that. You always hear people talk about how, when that thing gets up in the air, you're going over, everything gets quiet, and it does. Everything slows down. I don't care what you're driving either, because I was in Outlaw 4 when I did it, and my God, it was the eeriest thing. Because all you can do is wait for the impact, and you know it's going to hurt, and it did. It did not disappoint.
Hey, I tell you what, when I rode that tire in the 4, it stood it up. I thought I was going over. It was going in slow motion. It popped up, and I'm just looking up, and all I see is black. All I see is the sky, and I was like,
What is up with you and track tires, man?
Man, I'm trying not to hit the wall, so I'm trying to stay low.
It's a rolling joke between our buddy Randy and I. He's the only person I know who can make a track tire run for him.
Speaking of, Randy's leading the points right now.
What?
Yeah.
Give Randy a shout out.
Hey,
Okay.
yeah.
job, Randy.
I seen that on the way here because I never checked after the last race I ran, which I came up a few spots, but I seen Randy was leading, and I was like, hell yeah.
What are you getting,
So-
23rd? What? There's only 12 cars.
No, there was like 15.
15 on the points. Come on, give my boy some credit.
Oh, man.
Compared to ripping my bumper off and then finishing the race the next week.
Heck yeah.
So.
I don't know, man. Y'all sent me that picture, and that one guy parked that, was it a late model on top of that tire?
Oh,
He got you beat, my boy.
it was an open wheel. I
It
think.
was a big block
Yeah,
modified.
big block modified.
He
Yeah.
definitely got you beat.
That was good times.
He had that thing too. You could work under that thing.
Probably he's got your feet.
He
bud.
parked it pretty perfectly.
Wasn't there a bad wreck at one of the Aspen tracks?
Yeah, 5 flags.
5 flags, yeah. I didn't hear much about it. I think they said the driver was okay. He walked out of the hospital, I think is what I heard, but I didn't see the wreck. I just heard that something about him coming out of the hospital. But they did have a bad wreck on asphalt Talladega, though.
I just seen.
Blaine Perkins is what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
What happened?
he got hooked coming off before. I guess somebody got in the fence and car got sideways and it caught air and he just started tumbling down the backstretch.
Mm-hmm.
There was another car involved in that wreck that got in the inside wall. That was a real nasty shot too. But I guess NASCAR said they're going to take that car back to the R&D center. They didn't really understand why it caught air as easily as it did and got upside down. But I guess also Cage did his job though, so that's kind of a big deal. The car took a lot of hard shots. I know. He walked away unscathed, so that's all that really matters.
Right, man, yeah.
We know the case of the Newman bar coming in handy.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I keep up with Corey Hitchcock. He's got these BMFs now. Been out for about 2 years. Got about 30 of them out there, man. And, Corey raced everything, Longhorn, Rocket, all the big stuff, man, for late models. And been thinking about getting a BMF for a little bit now. And that man went to 411 with BMF and walked the dog on the 411. I mean, run a super race in a brand new car. I mean, then he went to, I believe he went to Georgia and ended up spanking their butt in the crate class. Well, first through seventh
It's all BMS.
was all BMS. So it definitely says that car is definitely stout and proven to win.
Good working race car.
So.
Well, we also had some sent in questions if you want to get into them.
Yeah, man. So we'll start with Josh. Who's your biggest rivalry right now?
My biggest rival right now? I don't know that I have one. I mean, it's kind of everybody in the street stock field just races each other hard. We all help each other out when we're down, and we all just race hard and have a good time racing. We don't really have one person in particular. I mean, it's just one of them fields where everybody will hang out, but we'll race hard. You're kind of a different person when you put the helmet on. You're not buddy no more. You're trying to win. So. But after the race, we all get together and talk about it. And have a good time.
I don't care. I'll wreck my mama for a win.
We know.
I wreck you.
Yeah.
Have you wrecked your sister for a win?
You damn right. Man. So Thomas, man. I mean, you ain't raced a lot, but all your racing, you have one person that definitely got heat up with.
Track tire.
Yeah, that's about it. No, I don't really have rivals. I compete with myself out there. I just try to do better, and I'm young, so I try to take advice and learn with the sport because I know there's plenty to learn. So I don't try to get into it with anybody. If I'm running sideways with somebody, and I feel one of us is too loose, I'll back down a little bit and gather it up. But I don't really have no rival in particular. I'm just out there running, trying to do better.
Steven, I know you got a couple. I mean, just go ahead and shout them out. It's okay.
He's gonna send me.
Yeah, that guy. Right. He likes to bring out cautions at untimely events. Nah. Honestly, man, if you'd asked me this question, I don't know, 6 years ago, it's been a different story. But for the most part, we all get along, just in both classes in general.
Don't make me say that.
What?
Billy Howard.
Oh, come on now, everybody knows about me and Billy. But me and Billy are buddies, man. This was 10 years ago.
It doesn't matter. Y'all still had heat.
Yeah, we definitely had some heat. There was a bunch of heated moments there. But man, that's because we were racing so hard. I mean, it was usually us for the win, and that's just how it goes. You know, everybody gets heated from time to time. I mean, I've had moments with just about everybody though. I mean, when you're a racer, if you're a true racer, you've had a heated moment with somebody. I mean, I've had heated moments with some great people. Billy Dukes, Vernon Hart. We've all had moments. Me and my buddy Eric, we went round and round.
Scooby-Doo, son.
They got him driving that tow truck now, don't they?
Yeah, that's the scary part. Now we're gonna find out if we can. Hell, he was driving the base truck last night. I thought we were gonna see a wreck in it.
I know, right? Just checking a few.
But yeah, man, I've had my moments in just about every class. I don't really like to say I got a rival now. There'll be times where if I'm upset with somebody, you're gonna know.
Yeah.
But
you don't get upset often.
I try not to get that way. 10 years ago it was a different story. I had a whole different demeanor about me. I was young and dumb. But I don't. Beep.
Beep.
I don't really. I try not to let my emotions get the best of me anymore.
It's hard sometimes, man. It's just.
It is. It definitely
Especially
is.
when you're so passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
Just people don't. I
mean,
feel like they don't get especially if you don't race, you're not gonna get it. Like
What?
Kyle said, heard that. Actually, and Kyle said, Steven, they're slow anyways.
Yeah. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, you're still watching though. That's all that matters.
That's right. What Eric said.
it's better not be talking bad about your daddy, Steven.
All right.
Oh man. I mean, we all had an instance of with Eric, but man, Eric was learning. I mean, Eric, I give it to you, man. You were fast. I have no beef with you. I mean, we did at times, but after the race, a couple weeks, we're fine, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the one bad beef I really had was Billy Dukes, and I can admit it now. I couldn't say it then, but to me, he drove me in 3 and just drove right through my left rear. So at that point, a couple weeks, it's been doing that, man, just rubbing on me, and dude, I finally got tired of it. So I ended up letting off, and he came across my nose, tried to do a slide job. Well, I just turned left on him and put him in the fence wide open. And he'll tell you too. I mean, I didn't care at that moment. Eric was slow too. And it's just, man, at that time, I'm like, I feel like I did the right thing, but then it's just, after a couple weeks, I talked to him, I'm like, man, why do you keep racing me like that and this and that? I mean, he was learning too, but I was fighting for a championship, man. I mean, Steven, I put you in the fence too.
Yeah, leading the points, you put me in the fence.
You still mad about that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Is he rough to race with?
This guy?
Yeah.
You know what? That's my biggest rival. To hell with this guy.
I don't give no one room, man. I mean, I'm a hard racer.
Not even
he makes his mama move him to walk through the door.
Listen, when he hopped in his sister's car and I raced him that one time, I seen him hit the tire, nose peels off. I see him going in the pits. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna beat Brandon. Next lap, I feel bam, and then passed me on the inside, and I was like, motherfucker. I was like, this bitch.
And what's funny about that is they didn't give me my 2 laps.
No, they didn't.
I was mad about that.
You was mad.
I wasn't mad.
Because I knew I had a good car, but I messed up my line and ended up hitting the tires. So I came in, and my dad's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, just tear it off. We don't need it. We still got a bumper.
Right.
Well, we go out there, dude. I got the fenders flying, got wings going. So I ended up getting the second, and if I needed a yellow, I would have won that race. But come to find out, I was a lot down. I didn't know that. So that, man, screw you, Tom.
That'll hinder you from winning a race if you're a lap down.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
Yes, but I made my point
Nah, he definitely
that I'm a bad mother trucker. Beep. And you know, I'm not too my own horn. Like I can drive. We all can drive. It's just that night, man. I just had calm down, E-Reg.
That's good stuff.
Kyle Warden was hard time making the tech shed that slow. Ooh, that's got to sting.
Alright, anyways.
So we got another one. If all four of y'all were racing against each other, who wins, who rough drives, and who finishes last? Okay.
Oh, I'm
Last.
last. I'm just
I think we settled rough drive.
But if it's not my stuff,
Listen, man.
I drive it like.
If you give me an inch, I'm taking a mile. Okay? And I expect you to do the same. If you move up a line, I'm driving to your left rear, bud.
But here, hold on. How many times have we had this conversation? Equal equipment, Brandon.
Stop doing that, man.
Hold on, no, wait. That was a good question. Who asked that question first? of all?
My guys from Xbox Hustle Gang, man.
Awesome, man. That was a good question. So, straight up good question. Equal equipment. Just not even the four of us. Me and you, Brandon, equal equipment.
I would wax your butt.
You think so?
I would wax that booty.
Personally, I think it'd be door to door the whole time.
What?
I feel like I'll be
Get out of
banging
here.
doors. I feel like I would be banging doors.
I mean,
I've seen some of the stuff he's built, man, and I don't know how he makes it work sometimes.
so my dad goes, Big Steven's hard to pass. I'm going to tell you something.
We covered
You
that
are
well
the
last
hardest
week.
person to race against. You make your car so wide.
The thing sideways going down the front stretch, you're
I
like,
mean,
how do I get back?
He gets mad. He gets mad because I had a door. I'm like, bud, like you just take the whole racetrack up.
Literally.
Yeah. Good at what I do, fellas. Good at what I do.
Being slow.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Oh man.
Might as well be me.
If it's if it's a beater car, Steven all day.
He's not wrong.
Man, Steven had this old blue car, man. You put that thing on jack chance it goes down, it's about 3 inches.
Yeah, that was a good time. There's some stories behind that one.
That one's sitting over there in the yard now, right?
Yep, I recovered it so it can rest peacefully.
Well, last episode I didn't say what I'd been doing, so obviously I drive a 602 crate late model. I'm a badass, yes sir.
Okay.
I drive a late model.
Yeah, good for you.
I drove a late model.
A crate model.
Continue.
A crate. Guys, really? Are we really gonna do this right now?
I mean,
Mine's been
we
in
took your
9
motor out of your late model, put it in
I
my
got
street
about
stock. It's a
4.
little motor for our class, so.
But he gets beat by crate motors all the time.
Oh man.
How many times do you beat by
There's
crate
one,
motor?
there's one crate motor that runs with the big dog.
All right, then tell us who is it.
It's Livernois. He's got a crate motor.
Let him know he can drive.
He can.
That man can drive.
Him and his brother can both drive.
Yep.
They both are good.
Well, Thomas Pratt's whipping up on us with a crate motor right now. So.
Hey man, him and Tim Gay, man, they put on a good race. Tell you that.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, Timmy on those balls.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't talking about nothing. I don't know nothing.
Steven's a big boy and needs a lot of space, so back off, please. That's why he's so wide on the track. That's why I
He's
said-
right there.
Thanks, Pop.
What kills me is when Steven puts his fat boy flap down.
Oh my! You know what kills me is when I have to come
Listen,
up
bro,
there. and
this
pull
is
it
not
out.
the episode of Bro Steven, alright? Come on now.
I think that's the name for them.
Hey, so how many other questions do we
Okay,
have?
I got finished.
throughout the
I
week?
got finished. Anyways,
We did have some good ones submitted during the week.
Alright, finish.
Okay. Don't touch me like that. I'm gonna poke you in your chest. Anyways, so we raced Volusia, Golden Isles, and all that, and right now we're building the car. And this got done getting powder coated. Motor should be in probably in 2 weeks, man. Got a brand new Hendron, 602, you know. And I want to go to Charlotte this year, but obviously not going to happen. Got too many things going on. If I might end up going to Golden Isles, why not with you? I think we should do a Carl thing. Go, why not? I mean, Steven's definitely gonna get blasted the very first night we get there.
I thought we
And
were talking.
hey man, you know, I definitely gotta thank my man. I gotta put this out there. I gotta thank my wife, really. I mean, for
She puts up with a lot from you.
she does, man, and for me being on the racetrack, I mean, from go karting to this, helping everybody, helping y'all, and my mom and dad, man, like they help so much, dude. It's insane. I mean, that's why. I mean, people brag on me why I win and I cry, dude. It's emotional, man. Like,
listen, man, I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna step in right there with your parents, your mom and dad. Your mom and dad helped me tremendously. You know, years past, there was times I was leading the points and I blew my motor up and I was done. And your dad offered, you know, hey, come get our spare motor, put it in the car, and run it. And I ran that thing for like 4 or 5 races, you know. And there was other times where if we were going racing in Ocala and I didn't have equipment, hey, come get it, put it in the car, you know. So I can't thank them enough. Just all the help that your dad especially has given me over the years. So when we used to bounce setup ideas off each other and stuff, I learned that my setup don't work for everybody.
it doesn't, brother.
So, but yeah, just want to touch on that because definitely.
Yeah, man. It's just there's just so much to come into it, man. And I'm a baby, man. When I start crying, I cry hard, dude. I mean, that
Ain't
first.
nothing wrong with being emotional, so.
Dude, that first Volusia when I crossed the checkered, I was crying coming to victory lane. Not that just because I was excited, dude. Like we worked so hard this year to get this win. It makes the last lap, my dad's over here. Calm down, you know, you got this, and it's the last restart. Don't F it up. And dude, it was just great, man. And I don't know, man. I just cry when I win. I don't know why.
I got, you know, my first street stock win, I had tears rolling down my cheek, rolling down the back straightaway. Just kind of disbelief, you know. But when I won my first feature in Brian's 23 car, it'd been almost 3 years since I won a race. And honestly, it might have even been longer than that. And, you know, there comes a point in everybody's career when, you know, you've been hit or miss and you start thinking, like, man, is it ever going to happen again? You know, like, you go from you were a top dog at one point and you were the guy to beat, and then now you run top 5 every week.
Yeah, man.
And that's all anybody expects. You know, to win the race in that one, you know, Brian gave me an opportunity to drive his equipment, and you know, we took off a rail. We've had a lot of success since then. I want to say we've won like 10 or 11 features together. Won a championship. We've won races at, you know, Clewiston. I'm close to winning a race up at Ocala. And but that first win at East Bay, that was an emotional one. I just didn't think it was going to happen anytime soon. We came close a lot of times before that, but so that one there, that was a real one.
I mean, dude, from transitioning from the Outlaw 4 to whooping y'all's butt every week, it just got boring after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I won 18 straight, bro. I don't want to smoke. But I was fortunate enough, man. I raced my late model once, ran second, then the second time I ended up winning. I mean, for me, a stout field and getting a late model and winning that, dude, it's amazing. And when you go to these different tracks, Golden Isles and all that, and y'all can.
You don't know who you're gonna get.
Dude, you don't. When you got all these big dogs, Whitener, and you got, dude, and you win, dude, you feel like you just won a super late model race.
Oh yeah.
So, wow, Steven, they're ragging on you, big dog.
Man.
They said, "Oh, you going deep south?"
Who said that?
Who do you think? Heard that?
Oh no, I'm not going deep south.
Why, you scared?
Yeah, kind of.
Why?
It's a long haul for a regular show.
You're scared, big dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian Stock says the car is embarrassed about the fat flap too.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez.
Steven, it's just roast today, buddy.
Hey, that's all good.
Really?
What'd he say?
I can't.
He said, Brandon, it's a 602 crate. Come on. If y'all got any questions, just drop them down. We'll talk about it.
Like I said, we had some submitted. We'll go back to them. So I sent it to everybody.
You sent to us?
Yeah, it was in our little the Carl chat. Somewhere up in here. We had some good questions come in. Here's the first one. You want to read that? That's
What we got, buddy?
that's a Steven question.
Man, it's all about you today. Is the 23S the best Outlaw 4 Steven has ever driven? Sincerely, your car owner.
Well, way to put me on the spot. Here, Brian,
No
because,
pressure.
I feel like if I don't say yes, it kind of makes me a dick. But I can tell you right now, Brandon, Old Blue, for being the biggest pile of shit you've ever seen, was it or was it not fast?
It was fast, my friend. It was fast.
Beef. No, man. the 23 is on kill, dude. That thing is
Yeah, I got it rolling for sure.
After knowing what it was when we put it back together last week to running as good as we did.
Where'd you go? The other way.
You got more?
Yeah.
That thing's on kill. So yes, Brian. Right now she is beats, buddy.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
When did you know you'd be a racer? I mean, I wouldn't call you a racer, but go ahead and do that, my friend.
When did I know I was going to be a racer? Dude, my uncles have raced my entire life, and which Thomas's grandpa, my uncle James, they are the reason why I do what I do. But I mean, I remember being 5 years old and playing in their car in the driveway, and that's all I ever wanted to do. From the time I was old enough, man, I probably went through 5 fire suits before I actually sat in the seat.
When did I know I'd be a racer? Man, I knew I came out of that womb, son.
Yeah.
I was the first one in there. First one came out, son.
That was your first feature win right there?
That was my first feature win, son. I'm sorry, Mama. I didn't mean to say that on live. I'm sorry. But I mean, I started go-karting when I was, I don't know, 5 or 6. And I did it for a year. I quit. Then I went back into it, and we went hard racing. We went from racing at East Bay on Friday nights, going to North Carolina on Saturdays. I raced for, did a lot of racing for about 2 years for Fan Racing Chassis, man. Won a lot of stuff. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just something my dad put me in, man. He did it for a while, and of course he had to quit to put me and my sister in it. And I'm grateful for that, man. He took the sacrifice of giving up what he loved and ended up putting in us in it. And we ended up loving it, man. It's great, man. Thomas?
Well, really, I've growing up, like Steven said.
In the creek?
My dad, my grandpa, my Uncle James, they all raced. They all had race cars. We'd go over to the field. There'd be 10 different kinds of chassis in the field. We don't know what is what. Just chassis sitting, rolling chassis, whatever. And I always was interested in it, and my dad always tried to push my brothers and us into it, and I always loved it. But they didn't really, like it as much as I did, so he went and got us a go-kart, a champ kart back when I was like 11 or 12. And I only got to race it twice because all 3 of us had to share it. It was equal opportunity. We each raced one race. The next person, it was a rotation. And I only raced it twice. My younger brother, coming out of 4 at East Bay, hit the wall and knocked the spindle off. And after that, they didn't want to work on it, so I was the only one wanting to work on it. And then my dad just didn't want to, entertain it no more. So he ended up selling it. And
Great.
got him a car. And then I eventually got a street stock from Steven, and I didn't have the funds to put it together at the moment. So then he got me a ride, and another buddy's Outlaw 4. I went and practiced it. After that practice night, I knew I wanted to do it, but that chassis was it was too rotted to do anything with, so that's when we started building them.
Josh?
I mean, I knew my whole life pretty much. I was born and raised around the racetrack. My dad took me to East Bay just about every week. It felt like when I was a little kid. We was always somewhere. My dad was the crew chief when I was born for Jeff Conyer, so we went to a lot of asphalt races, went to a lot of dirt races, and my mom and dad met at Sunshine Speedway, so it's in my blood on both sides, and I knew pretty much coming out that it was what I wanted to do, and luckily now we've got the opportunity with this car that my dad and I built, and we built us a good car, I think. I mean, 3rd race out, we won with it, and there's no better feeling than knowing that you and your dad put a car together and went out and won with it. And that feeling after the interview when Dad grabbed me and spun me around and hugged me and was crying like crazy because we were both so happy we won. It was.
Dude, it's crazy feeling. How bad your dad cried in the air. Dude, my dad was crying so hard, it's insane. But it shows the love, man. Now, I can say this, though. Is it hard racing for your dad?
Oh, absolutely.
Don't put him on the spot or anything.
Love my dad to death, man. And I told him no matter how mad I get at him, I'll always love him. But, yeah, you know how it is.
Dude, let me tell you something. My dad, oh, my Lord. Steven's seen some episodes of this, too. Mm-hmm. It was bad when I was younger. But right now, we just cuss at each other and we walk away and we end up doing great. I mean, now something happens, he just goes, "Oh, we sucked tonight." Well, I agree, Dad. Thank you. So now, of course, there's MFers. We're going at each other's throats. We're belly to belly, but I mean, he has a big old belly, so that man knocked me on the ground and stuff, so it'd be all right. But I would not trade him in for anything, man. I love that guy. He definitely, man, he just does everything I need, man. It's just great.
I think I probably learned a little bit of my, I guess you'd say humility from your dad, because, man, there's just nights when it wasn't your night and you sucked. And I race with a lot of people that there's some people that don't like to accept the fact that you didn't have the fastest car and that you got flat out ran. And I'm the first person to tell you, like, hey, you outran me, like Vernon beat us last week. Dude, you had the faster car, no doubt. Like your stuff was on kill and it was, pointed, But that was one thing about your dad when I raced with you guys. Well, we sucked, It is what it is. We outran. So I always thought that was pretty cool.
So another question is, what is your dream track to race on?
I mean, I don't. My hopes aren't set too high, but
we're dreaming here, bud. We're dreaming.
Yeah, if we're dreaming, obviously I'd want to run a late mile around Eldora and something feels fierce, So, but my right now feasible dreams is go run Why Not. So,
I got about 3.
Yeah.
I want to run a late mile at Eldora, Charlotte, and Silver Dollar.
Oh yeah.
Dude, playing 2002 World Outlaws and Silver Dollar, late miles and sprint cars, man. I just wanted to go there, and I don't know, man. What's yours, Thomas? You got a couple or what?
I wouldn't say I have a dream track, but my dream car to run would be open wheels. Like, because my dad raced open wheels a season or two, and after he raced open wheels, I just loved the look of the car. I love the look. I love how, they look like the late model, but the body's just shaped differently, I've always had a thing for open wheels. Just anything in an open wheel.
I got to agree with y'all, Eldora, man. That's the place to run. I don't care what it's in. You can put me in one of them super trucks. I just want to get around Eldora. I grew up a Tony Stewart fan, so to go to his racetrack would mean a lot. And while I'm up there, I wouldn't mind going to see Lima Land. That's a little bull ring out there.
Yes, Lima Land would be great.
That'd be another good one. But I think hopefully soon we might go up to Charlotte this year and be cool to go see some family. I got to live up in North Carolina and take the street stock and go run up there, see how we do with that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Brian Sykes again. Man, Steven, you're just feeling the love today. The 23S was not. This is the Steven episode, episode 2 of Let's Go Carl Pack.
The real car.
The real car. So Brian Sykes says, man, the 23S would not be what it is now if it wasn't for Steven, man.
Originally, yeah, I'd take credit for that, but I gotta give Randy credit where credit is due, man. Randy Johnson, he's, we do everything we do racing wise together. He's the heart and soul of our race team with our street stock and stuff. But that car, it definitely, Brian needed a lot of help with that thing when we first started, and it was awesome when he asked me to drive it. We changed a bunch of stuff, so. But hey, the equipment was there; it just needed to fine tune.
Thomas can't wait to speak. He's so excited to say something.
I tell you what, speaking on Randy, he's a fabricating son of a bitch. He will make something out of nothing, and I've experienced it. Like, he can, we made a brake caliper out of just some steel we had laying around, and a brake caliper mount, and bracket, and he just plased it out, grinded it, put it on, and it fit like it's supposed to be there.
Oh, boys, we got double R on here.
Oh.
Rochelle says, does Brand ever want to go back asphalt racing? How do I say this without getting hated?
No.
No. Beep. No. It was fun. It was fun. I mean, if someone gave it another opportunity, I would do it. I mean, I didn't race it enough. Didn't know, setup wise, but I mean, ended up finishing third at my first race, running 50 lapper, so I take it a lap down. Yes, sir, Thomas, let's go. Lap down, boys. Let's do it. And she also says, I'm ready to see Bubba do it.
Definitely had a conversation about it yesterday. asphalt sucks. But anyway, so I actually had a conversation with her yesterday, and I'm talking to a friend of mine who's got a car, and we're possibly going to go play here in the near future. I just want to try it. I've never got to drive a full-size car on asphalt, and I talk a lot of smack about it, but I give everyone that races anything, anywhere, you got credit from me. I know it's not easy, but I want to try it. You never know. I might love it.
Listen, I can say this. So we're at 4:17, I believe, and they're like, "Oh, you got to be here at this time." I said, "What?" It's at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, I'll be there. I'll be there at 6.
They practice all day like
Oh,
go-karts.
that's my only thing I disagree with, man. Is practice all day, even though the track changes at night.
Yeah, practice all day. And
There's been times where I tow my car into the racetrack, and I'm scared to start the damn thing to go to pit road because I don't know if it's going to make the heat race, let alone practice all damn day. You got me messed up.
And so they're like, "Oh, asphalt, it's a little, your arms get tired, this and that." Nah, man, it ain't going to happen. Well, this 50 lapper, I didn't have a water bomb, man. So my Aunt Joni, man, she comes up with these crazy ideas. She ends up zip tying a bottle to one of the roll cage bars and takes fuel line, runs it in the bottle, and runs it up through my helmet. And I bite it the whole time. So I want to take a sip, just sip it up. And man, I drink that Gatorade the whole race. Man, I love her. But anyways, and after that race, man, you're doing a lot of this. That's all you're doing. We're up on the wheel in the dirt. Yeah. I mean, I could have ran another 50 laps. So
yeah, I feel like for someone like as young as me that practice all day would help just with the seat time in general.
It would
with the seat time.
But it's unfortunately on dirt you don't have that opportunity because the racetrack deteriorates so fast.
My hardest thing to learn was to let off.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, her dad goes, "You gotta let off." He said, I'm in sideways on qualify. I'm like, well, I didn't know that.
I think the only thing that really would hinder me with it is the heat, honestly.
No, it did get hot.
Yeah.
I mean, the only good thing is you have a clean visor. You can run your shield up.
Yeah.
You get a little breeze going.
Put your hand out the window on the straightaway.
So,
scoot some air.
she had the AC hookup, right? Well, my helmet didn't take it. So I took that thing, opened my suit, stuck it in my suit, and put it up. Oh, man, that was amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
She said Bubba will kick some ass out there. He'll love it.
Yeah, we're going to give it a try. Hopefully we can get to it soon this year. I hope. Maybe one of these off weeks during the summer.
Woo. All right, where's the other questions, Josh?
Back in the group chat. Slide.
So we got a question this week saying, how do you overcome the stress and making sure your car is good in shape and winning? Well, Steven doesn't. He waits till Friday night and just throws shit together. That's what he does. That's all he does. He gets lucky, squirrel built, proud. Yes, sir. Let's go. Thomas, you're in the same thing.
No. I'd say necessarily to eliminate that stress, the night after you race it, get it washed and on jack stands so it's halfway where you need it. You get it on the stands, you can do bolt checks, you can make adjustments, do what you need to do. But if you don't wash it that next day, it's going to sit there and you're going to be like...
Well, I can attest to this one. I taught him well, but do as I say, not as I do, because both of my cars are still dirty. One's still in the trailer, and just figured out yesterday that one wasn't locked up, so go team.
Carl gang! Josh?
Man, the working on it kind of relieves the stress as it is, It's when you're getting stuff done, and I mean, I don't know about y'all, I like wrenching on my car.
Mm-hmm.
Is it stressful and can it be a pain in the butt sometimes? Absolutely. Especially, you're always one broken bolt away from a nightmare. But, you just kind of got to focus on what you're working for and knowing that when you strap into that car, it all goes away and you're in your happy place. And, that's what you're working towards is getting the car to go around the racetrack. And you got good stuff and want to keep it together and keep up with it, keep the maintenance going, and keep going faster and faster every week.
See, it's not really hard for me, but I do worry. So you bust your butt, flip tires all week, get the car ready. But when I go up to practice, I'm thinking, did I tighten that bolt last night?
Mm-hmm.
Did I tighten this? Is this going to fall off? That's the hardest thing. So another comment is, what's the hardest thing about what you do, and what's the biggest hurdle?
The hardest thing about what I do is
Getting into the window.
Fat
Boy Black. Yes.
I'm gonna let you have that one. But no, to be 100% honest, the hardest thing to overcome is the lack of funds. You know, I think every one of us have that issue. It always has been, but man, I tell you, I've had a lot of people help me, but my mom and my dad, my mom especially, she's always been 100% supportive of what I do.
Especially AA meeting you have to go to.
Yeah, exactly. But always been 100% supportive. My stepdad, my dad, they've always been there and they've helped out the best they can when they can, and I'm grateful for that. I've always wanted to go race. I've had a lot of people help me out, and so that is the biggest hurdle. Just making sure the cars are ready. Touching on the last question too, it's a big undertaking. Here in the last few years, having someone like Randy and Mr. Doug there to always help you make sure everything's ready to go. There have been a lot of times where it was my grand idea. Hey, let's go to Ocala this weekend. Friday the car don't have a transmission in it, or freaking rear mirror's broke, and Randy's like, "Well, I guess I'll come over and help you put it back together." Like I have a choice. So
16 hours straight. All right, let's go to the track.
What's your hardest, man?
I'd say the same, the financial, man, because if I had money and make sure bills were paid and I could pay for a race car, I'd go get brand new everything. You know what I mean? It's the finances, It's just, that's why we work for sponsors and, get the help we do, because, it really does help us with our personal life as well, because we don't just race, We got a home to go to, we got bills to pay. It's just our hobby.
I think the hardest thing is trying to find the right stagger. It's hard to get two tires to work out right.
I've always said it. There's two jobs I've wanted in my lifetime. I either want to be a meteorologist or a Hoosier tire specialist. Because let me tell you what, either one of them ain't got to be right.
You buy two tires that are 2 inches off, and you got 6 inches of stagger.
Exactly.
When I know I'm going to race, I come out here and I got every tire lined up. I'm changing air pressure. I'm measuring, changing it. Just trying to get tires to work together. And
stretching, ice bathing,
stretching.
My thing is, man, the financial, man. Especially in the late models. If it wasn't for my wife, my mom and dad, and Mike Lamb, that has been with me forever. Thank you, Mike. Dude, he just bought me a brand new motor. Didn't have to.
Yeah.
He just loves racing, man, and he's a great sponsor. I thank him. Without them, I wouldn't be racing. Because I don't make enough money to race. I don't. And
it's hard to do it without sponsors. I got a great support group behind me. I got Barstow, Deluxe Wheels, Tampa Test Kitchen, LaRoche Towing. I got a bunch of good people that help me out. We got.
Without sponsors, could we all race?
Especially when someone's willing to loan you their backup car to go racing, man. You can't.
A whole car.
And even somebody loaned me a motor.
Yeah.
Old Brandy Yates over there.
And
man.
he still complains about the little crate.
I wouldn't have been able to race without you, though. You know that.
Well, I just say so too.
Yeah, we like to give you crap about it.
Yeah, we just messing with you.
No, I can tell you right now, there's been a lot of times, like last year, a lot of I call them, they're not crown jewels, but the crown jewels of Florida that I was able to go to last year, like especially down at Clewiston, the Jim Morgan and stuff like that.
That's a big one.
That was all sponsorship driven, man. Like, if I didn't have help, like, Miss Vanessa with LaRoche Towing, especially, if I didn't have help from her for that race, and that would have never happened. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Eric's been letting me use his enclosed trailer for probably about 6 months now.
Yeah.
I think he's over it and wants it back, but we're working on that.
We all appreciate you, Eric.
The trailer/hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's not do that. Don't do it.
All right. Anyway, so we're gonna do it. This mother effer. Beep. We're at Henry County. 2-day show. Me, I went to bed early. Me and Druff went to bed early, and we didn't feel like drinking.
Listen to the parties all night.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's all you heard all night.
All night.
And so I wake up in the morning, and I was walking by Steven's trailer, and out of nowhere, Steven kicks down his dang door, and his boxers, just straight up in his boxers. I was like, okay, that's my boy. I love you. So
I shit you not. I wake up, Josh, Brandon, Bubba, and then Timmy Gates coming over. I'm in my drawers myself under the blanket. I'm like, okay. Grab my shorts, put them on.
He's like, no shame in my game, alright? I don't care.
He's like, Steve, close the door.
So, my dad goes 30 hours of the shop time to run 20 laps. That's so true.
Yeah, that's a very true statement.
Absolutely. You got to go through every nut and bolt on that car after every race because you never know what might have started coming loose. Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can find that's started to come loose on these things.
Just them ruts alone, though, I feel like shakes a lot of bolts.
Definitely.
That's
But,
why
to touch on that 30 hours to run 20 laps, it takes a toll on your personal life. A lot of people don't understand, and some of us aren't fortunate enough to have spouses, for one, that understand how much work goes into it. So, for those that do, consider yourself lucky, fellas.
I tell you what, they go through hell too, man. They do. Just
I give a shout out to Miss
all them
Julie,
shop hours.
Kat, Kat, y'all put up with a lot. And
Casino nights, bull nights. Yes. So the wife goes, if you didn't race, where would you be in line?
a hell of a lot farther ahead than I am now. I can tell you that.
What would you be doing?
I don't know. Probably, there ain't no telling. But I can tell you what I would have never did, though. I wouldn't have had the fun. I wouldn't have the memories that I have. So,
I mean, if I did, I feel like I didn't race, I'd still be around it,
Yeah, and I honest to God, I don't picture that side because that's all I've ever wanted to do. That's all I want to do. And it's a rolling thing with me. Is as long as I can get my big ass through the window, I'm going to do it. So that's just all there is to it.
I don't even know myself. I mean, I'd be
Be outside of Nebraska trying to get some money or what?
I'd be at work trying to get some money. I'd probably have a boat or something, fishing a lot because I like to fish, So I'd probably be on a different aspect of stuff, definitely.
Josh?
Probably just be playing more video games. I don't know. I don't want to picture my life without racing, man. I'd be at the racetrack for sure. But if I didn't race, I don't know what I'd do with all my free time.
See, man, and I get a lot of crap for it because, like, if I don't go to East Bay, I want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And even growing up, my friend group, we all raced in one way or another. Our buddy Kyle, he came from the drag racing scene and go-karts and stuff, and he's in circle track with us. You got Jason, you got Eric, David. Growing up, all of us, on an off weekend, what are we gonna do this weekend? Let's go find some go-karts to tear up, something like that. But me personally, like, if we're not racing, like you and Randy give me crap for it, I'll go to Showtime and go watch, or go to Auburndale or something. That's just me.
I'd say that's a habit I developed as well because ask her any Saturday. Ooh, you got fans today? East Bay's not racing, so where do you want to go? I'll be calling him. Where are we going, man? Where's some races at?
Yeah.
Well, they got a good race here, a good race there, and then we'll be sitting there deciding where we want to go. It's just the atmosphere alone. I feel
They're
like.
eating you up on here, man. Eric Knight goes, it's getting out that is hard.
He's not wrong. I give him that.
So another one is it is it easy to be a racing spouse? Is it easy to be, what we do?
I feel like that depends on the person. Me personally, I love it. It does get hard. It can be a pain, but personally, like, I'd rather him have this hobby than something else that could be blowing our money or stupid. At least I can get behind this and support it and be there with him and enjoy those nights with him and watch him do what he loves.
That's the same thing with my wife, man. It wasn't. It's hard to find a person that loves doing what you do. I mean, she didn't come from racing, man, and to find someone that didn't come from it and loves it, man,
I
it's.
didn't really either, but you learn to, especially if you're with the person that.
Dad's
you
dying
want to
laughing
do
at
it
what he
with.
say.
So, dang, Stephen, they on you, Bubba. Stephen might have been a Dallas Bull bouncer Monday through Saturday and an offering plate holder on Sunday.
Come on, man.
Oh,
man.
That's awesome.
You're rough.
Dude, they're just eating you up today. Man. Well,
it could have happened.
it could happen, man. And racing period's hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
luckily our families are in it, and they love what we do. I mean, and we blow some money. I
If
mean,
I had all the money I spent on race cars.
you'd still be broke.
Yeah. Yeah. It was somewhere else.
I mean, I'm sure I found something else to do with my time, but you know, that's just me. Growing up, you know, younger, used to like to do a lot of fishing and a lot of hunting. I did a lot of hunting with my dad, and that's probably where I'd be now.
Dude, that's a hell of a tree stand.
Dude, I'm gonna have so much material
Yeah.
just for you next week. It's gonna be.
Is this what we're doing
bad.
now? We're just
We're
going to roast
doing
a
it,
certain
yeah.
Carl every
Apparently,
week.
like it's just gonna be the roast of Carl,
Yeah.
because that's what's coming. I ain't
Woo,
afraid to do it.
buddy. That had to be some good old, big old tubing on that tree stand, boy.
Anyways,
Well, boys, we're at our hour. Good episode.
Yes, sir.
It was about pretty quick, man.
Yeah, dude.
Y'all got anything else, man?
no, we will say this, guys. During the week, man, hit us up with some feedback.
Absolutely.
Tell us what you want to see and what you want to hear.
Even if you just don't like our faces, that's fine. Just tell us something.
Tell us. Hey, you need a different background, or I don't want to see your face. I mean, y'all can stare at the back of my head for all I care. As long as you're hearing my voice, is all that really
I
matters.
think something cool we could bring up is Kyle Larson. Uh-oh.
Mr. Jones says, does a tree stand have a fat flap? Then Derek Edward goes, a damn treehouse.
Oh, that was good.
Now let's bring that up, though. Let's bring that up. Kyle Larson.
First
Let's
time
go.
in an open wheel modified.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, here we
You
go.
know
I just want
You
to bring
don't
it up
wanna talk
because this
about
guy was going to talk smack about it.
Yeah.
But
I have no.
until, and just like we said it last night, all right? Everybody talks about Kyle Busch. I'm a huge Kyle Busch fan, all right? But
not.
Kyle Busch cannot do what Kyle Larson
No,
does.
But he hasn't had the same opportunities.
Kyle
Okay.
Larson is the most adaptable driver out there. Right
Kyle
now.
Busch is not going to get in a 410 sprint car and win, and then get out of the car and run and jump in a late model and win at the same track on the same night. Not going to do it.
And they could do the same. They race every weekend too. Come on,
I
man.
don't give a damn.
We
He's
could
not
do
gonna
it.
win.
You could do it. I mean, Thomas is not going to do it because the tractor tires involved. So him and a sprint car does not go together.
No.
Listen, Kyle Larson, go give the man mad props.
Absolutely.
What credit is due. So, but anyways, I think that about wraps it up for today. Guys, we appreciate the love and the support.
Yes.
We're having a blast doing this. But like I said, if y'all want to see or hear anything else, just let us know. You know, it's awesome that we're able to do this and that we've come together and we can have as much fun as we do. Like last night, we had a blast at the racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. That's also going to be part of it. If E-Space's not running, I'm going to travel somewhere
Do we
else.
have a list of your heroes?
Wow.
So,
So they say a Kyle Busch fan. I bet he eats corn on the cob the long way.
Ooh. Wow.
That's me, man. I love Kyle Busch.
Y'all are, you know, I love corn on the cob, but it's not the long way, bro. So,
Eric Knight goes, man, lift in the wood to get up there.
Big shout out.
So when let's go ahead and do this quick. When do you race next?
May 13th.
That's our next
That's our
street
next-
stock race
Yep.
down in Hendry County for the Twin 20s.
Yep. At least that's what we got on the schedule. Might have heard from a little birdie that they're going to try to add some races to East Bay.
Deep South.
That's not happening.
Heard that.
Heard that.
Heard that.
That might be something we're looking at, though, because supposedly the Forever 51 got rescheduled up there.
Yeah.
Supposedly they thought that it was next weekend, but it's not. It's just a regular show. But the Forever 51 weekend, if it, you know, that's a big hunt to front deal. If it gets rescheduled, you know, and everything lines up and it doesn't mess with our schedule around here, that might be something I might try to go do. Just, it'd be fun. Usually they run modifieds that same night too, so you know we'll try to get David Paul and take his stuff up there and we'll
Whole lock.
So,
What'd you call him last night?
Hero, probably.
I mean, I might have called him a hero once or twice.
No, you call him some kind of name, man.
Dumbass. I don't know.
David Pullen, you're a dumbass.
Oh, we did after we set the floats last night. Definitely called him that. He got mad about that, but it's all good.
He got about hurt. Hey, but car ran good. Car mattered.
Hey, David, how did it run in the feature, bro?
I don't know. He hauled ass. He got in the car and hauled ass, man.
Yeah, they had a lot going on. I'll give him a shout out too. Cole Poland, you know, making his first laps on the quarter major today at New Smyrna. That right there, David and Megan, y'all are troopers because, you know, the late night last night, and they went home, unloaded the race car, loaded up coal stuff in the trailer, and hauled up the new Smyrna.
That is dedication.
That's dedication. I love it.
That kid's gonna be a damn good driver.
He's going to be a real man just like his dad.
Yeah.
So my dad goes, Dave Pullen is my hero, and you know it. I have a lot of them. I'm not even his hero, dude.
Yeah, no. So I might have called you that once, but I think it was more of a derogatory hero statement. I don't know.
Were you drunk?
No,
He's done that to me too.
that's just probably.
Thomas, you're my hero. Okay, them tractor tires, bro, you got them. They should invent this an Olympic sport for race
For your
cars.
quarter panels, you got him, bud.
You look thorough. I'm sorry. So,
Brian loved you for a long time because left rear wheels. You just loved them.
He had a collection.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, your name. You put B wide 53 on it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said the next one, he said the next one that you bang is a throw at you. So
I don't take it that you get another one
I don't think I did because you got slow.
though.
Man. All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Let's go, Carl. If y'all got any questions, comments, message
comments,
us.
concerns?
Oh, if y'all want any stickers or shirts, we got some on order. Hit us up throughout the week. We'll get with y'all about the prices when we get them.
That's the only good thing you said today.
Tell me about it. I just thought
And you
about it.
did. You didn't even use the bait button.
I did it. I did it.
So, all right, guys, tune in next week noon.
Yeah.